is the four kinds of foodstuffs. These are technically known as charvia, those edibles which are chewed, levia, those which are licked up, chusha, those which are swallowed, and peya, those which are drunk. Ritu Maharaj was greeted by the residents of other planets and their presiding deities. They presented various gifts to the king and acknowledged him as a proper type of king by whose planning and activities everyone throughout the universe could be happy and prosperous. It is clearly indicated in this verse that the oceans and seas are meant for producing jewels, but in Kali Yuga, the oceans are mainly being utilized for fishing. Shudras and poor men were allowed to fish, but the higher classes like the Kshatriyas and Vaishyas would gather pearls, jewels, and coral. Although poor men would catch tons of fish, they would not be equal in value to one piece of coral or pearl. In this age, so many factories for the manufacture of fertilizers have been opened. But when the personality of God is pleased by the performance of yajnas, the hills automatically produce fertilizing chemicals which help produce edibles in the fields. Everything is dependent on the people's acceptance of the Vedic principles of sacrifice.
So, fertilizers and chemicals. The hills would provide natural fertilizer, natural chemicals which are required, especially when the rain comes on the hills, they wash the hills, bring all the required fertilizer for tilling the land. How much? If you go to UP, Uttar Pradesh, but rains are not much, but the soil is so fertile there because Ganga is flowing and Ganga is bringing all the fertilizer from the Himalayas to such an extent. If you even drink water directly in rivers coming in Himalayas, so much of minerals are there. Even though the water is very cold, your digestion becomes very strong. But if you drink cold water here, your stomach gets choked up. So there is some distinction between the coldness of that cold water there and here, isn't it? So I actually experimented it. I went to Badri Yatra. There's cold water running, just drank it. And nice. You feel so comfortable, very nice. And immediately stomach gets clear because a lot of minerals are there. You can even actually take the water in your hand and you can see a lot of minerals in that. You may find sand or dust, it's actually minerals, it's fertilizer. Okay, next. Iti chadokshajeshasya ritoto paramodayam asuyan bhagavan indra pratighatam karat. So Ritu Maharaj, in spite of all this opulence, Ritu Maharaj was dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is known as Adokshaja. Because Ritu Maharaj performed so many sacrifices, he was superhumanly enhanced by the mercy of the Supreme Lord. King Prithu's opulence, however, could not be tolerated by King of Heaven, Indra, who tried to impede the progress of his opulence. Pratigatam chaikarat asuyan bhagavan indraha. Adokshaja bhagavan indraha pritoho. Maharaj Prithu is incarnation of Vishnu. Yet he is a devotee of Vishnu. All the empowered incarnation of Vishnu, he is done this living entity. So read the purport.
In this verse, there are three significant purposes expressed in the word Adokshaja Bhagavan Indraha and Putraha Literal Lord Prithu is an incarnation of Vishnu, and he is a great devotee of Lord Vishnu. Although an empowered incarnation of Lord Vishnu, he is none otherwise a living entity. As such, he must be a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is an incarnation. He should not forget his eternal relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. In Kali Yuga, there are many self-made incarnation rascals who declare themselves to be a Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Bhagavan Indraha indicate that a living entity can even be exalted and powerful as King Indra. For even King Indra is an ordinary being. And possesses the four defects of the conditioned souls. King Indra is described here as Bhagavan, which is generally used in reference to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this case, however, King Indra is addressed as Bhagavan because he has so much power in his hands. Despite his becoming Bhagavan, he is envious of the incarnation of God. Within Maharaj, the defects of material life are so strong that due to contamination, King Indra became envious of an incarnation of God. We should try to understand, therefore, how a conditioned soul become fallen. The opulence of King Prithu was so dependent on material conditions as described in this verse. He was a great devotee of Adakshaja. The word Adakshaja indicates the personality of Godhead, who is beyond the expressions of mind and words. However, the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears before the devotee in his original form of eternal bliss and knowledge. The devotee is allowed to see the Supreme Lord face to face. Although the Lord is beyond the expression of our senses and beyond our direct perception.
Next. चरमेणाश्वमेधेन यजमाने यजुस्पतिम् पैन्ययज्ञपशून् स्पर्धन् अपोवा तिरोहितः अपोवाः तिरोहितः. So when Prithu was worshipping, was performing the last heart sacrifice, Ashwamedha Yajna, Charamena Ashwamedhena. Charama means the topmost, the last one. Ashwamedhena. Yajamanena Yajuspatim. So he was Yajaman. What happened? Vain Yajna Pashun Spartan Apovaha Tirohitaha. This Indra, who was envious of Prithu, came in invisible form, stole the horse which was meant for sacrifice. Why did he do? Because of his, because spardhan, apovaha, tirohitaha, because of spardha. If he does it, then how? He become better than me in pious activities. So he's spardha. And he stole the sacrifice. Read the purport.
King Indra is known as Shatakrutu, which indicates that he has performed 100 horse sacrifices, Ashwamedha Yajna. We should know, however, that the animals sacrificed in the yajna were not killed. If the Vedic mantras were properly pronounced during the sacrifice, the animal sacrifice would come out again with a new life. That is the test for a successful yajna. When King Prithu was performing 100 yajnas, Indra became very envious because he did not want anyone to excel him. Being an ordinary living entity, he became envious of King Prithu and making himself invisible, he stole the horse and thus impeded the yajna performance.
So Indra is known as Shatak Kratu. who has done 100 sacrifices. When King Prithu was performing 100 sacrifice, Indra was so envious. He thought, nobody should excel me. Being ordinary living entity became envious and making himself invisible. He stole a horse. Ashwamedha Yajna, why it is recommended for the kings. One story explains the Ashwamedha Yajna, Adhyatma behind Ashwamedha. Ashwa is synonymous to what in our body? 5 senses. Medha means what? So what is the meaning of Ashwamedha? Controlling our senses. So the control of senses of Ashwamedha, the control of senses is the actual intended meaning of the sacrifice. There are certain rules for doing the Ashwamedha Yajna. The first rule is that all the citizens in your country should be happy. Number 2, there should be no political situation in your cabinet or in your thing. Then you can find a horse, and the horse is very difficult to find. It is not easy. On a particular day, the king himself has to go and try to find the horse in the forest, which has got a particular kind of lakshanas. Then he has to bring that horse and then do the rituals. And the rituals would contain many, many days of big sacrifices where a lot of brahmanas are given unlimited. Whatever the brahmana asks would be given, charity. So then he can start the Ashwamedha Yajna. Just imagine. So if a king is supposed to do Ashwamedha Yajna, then the Veda recommends it because this is the way you make a king do all the pious activities. He has to keep all the citizens happy, all these things. Okay, getting the point why this Ashwamedha. And by the time he would do the Ashwamedha Yajna, and then he would have become the Chakravarti. Because you use a horse, isn't it, everywhere? The horse comes back. Now just imagine how long would it take for a person to perform one Ashwamedha Yajna? First, many years. By the time he would perform the Ashwamedha Yajna and he becomes the Chakravarti, then his son Yuvraj is ready to become the king. So he becomes the Chakravarti only to hand over the kingdom to his son, and he would go to the forest and sit and near a sage and learn the Upanishads. So the king, this is one of the ways to make the king what? Pious. That's the purpose of Ashwamedha Yajna. Next, 12th verse. Tammatre Bhagavan Aikchat Dwaramanam Vihayasa Amuktam Ivapakandam Yo Dharma Vidhamaha. So when Indra was taking the horse, stole the horse and was taking the horse away, Atri, who is Atri? Say, she saw. What did he see? Hey, Indra is taking away the horse. When he was taking away the horse, he was dressed as who? How is he dressed? He was dressed as a sannyasi. appeared as a liberated person. Actually, this dress was a form of cheating, for it falsely created an impression of religion. So, cheating religion. When Indra went into outer space in this way, the great sage Atri saw him and understood the whole situation. Sage could see. Hmm. Pakhanda. The word used pakhanda. Amuktam iva pakhandam. What is the meaning of pakhanda? What is written there? Pakhandam. Ah, imposter. Pakhanda means imposter. He has worn the dress of a sannyasi, but he's not a sannyasi. Pakhanda, Pakhanda Dharma. Hmm. So people thought, oh, he's a dharmika person. We should leave. Read the purport.
The word Pakhanda used in this verse is sometimes pronounced Pashand. Both of these words indicate an impostor who presents himself as a very religious person but is in actuality is sinful. Indra took up the saffron colored dress as a way of cheating others. This saffron dress has been misused by many impostors who present themselves as liberated persons or incarnations of God. In this way, people are cheated. As we have mentioned many times, the conditioned soul has a tendency to cheat. Therefore, this quality is also visible in a person like King Indra. It is understood that even King Indra is not liberated from the clutches of material contamination. Thus, the words Amuktam Eva, meaning as if he were liberated, are used. The saffron dress worn by the sannyasi announces to the world that he has renounced all worldly affairs and is simply engaged in the service of the Lord. Such a devotee is actually a sannyasi or a liberated person. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, Anashrita karma phalam karyam karma karoti yah sa sannyasi cha yogi cha na niragrir na chakriyah. One who is unattached to the fruits of his work and who works as he is obligated is in the renounced order of life and is a true mistake, not he who lights no fire and performs no work. In other words, one who offers the result of his activities the supreme personality of Godhead is actually a sannyasi and a yogi. Cheating sannyasis and yogis have existed since the time of Prithumara's sacrifice. This cheating was very foolishly introduced by King Indra. In some ages, such cheating is very prominent, and in other ages, not so prominent. It is the duty of a sannyasi to be very cautious because, as stated by Lord Chaitanya, sannyasira alpachidra sarva lokegaya. A little spot in the sannyasi's character will be magnified by the public. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 12.51. Therefore, unless one is very sincere and serious, he should not take up the order of sannyas. One should not use this order as a means to cheat the public. It is better not to take up sannyas in this age of Kali because provocations are very strong in this age. Only a very exalted person advanced in spiritual understanding should attempt to take up sannyas. One should not adopt this order as a means of livelihood or for some material purpose.
Next. Atrinachodito hantum putraputro maharagah annadhavatham ruddhas tishtadishteti chabhavit. Atrina, by Atri, Choltaha hantum. Atri saw this Indra in the Pakhanda dress. He was taking the horse away. Then Atri told Prutu Putraho, he told Prutu's son, who is Maharataha. What did he say? Hantum, kill him, he told. So then what happened? He ran behind Indra in great anger. While running behind Indra in great anger, he told, Tishta, Tishte di Chabravit. Hey, wait. Went on telling. Made the purport.
The word Tishta are used by a Kshatriya when he challenges his enemies.
when fighting, a Kshatriya cannot flee from the battlefield. However, when Kshatriya out of Cordes flees from the battlefield, showing his back to his enemy, he challenged with the word Tishta Tishta. A real Kshatriya does not kill his enemy from behind, nor does a real Kshatriya turn his back on the battlefield. According to Kshatriya principle and spirit, one either attains victory or dies on the battlefield. Although King Indra was very exalted, being the king of heaven, he became degraded due to his stealing the horses intended for sacrifice. Therefore, he fled without observing the Kshatriya principle, and the son of Ritu had to challenge him with the word Tishta Tishta.
So running away from the battlefield is not a Kshatriya principle, but King Indra, though was exalted, king of heaven, was degraded due to his stealing. And he ran. Next. Tam tadrikaputam viksha mene dhatmam sharirinam yadilam bhasmanajannam tasmai vanam namunchati. So when Vidu's son, he saw that Indra was wearing what? Dress of a sannyasi. Oh, he must be a pious person, he thought. He has got jata, and his whole body was filled with ashes. Vidusan thought, oh, he must be a simple person, a sadhu. So he did not shoot an arrow at him. Then, Vadanyevrittam tam bhuyo antavet tejo yet jahi yakyam tata mahendram vibhudaram. Vadam nivrittam tam bhuyaha. Akri again told, son of Pitu, you kill him. You kill him. Oh, why you don't know? This Atri again is trying to kill the Indra. He is the lowest person in demigods due to his impeding execution through sacrifice, because he has stopped the sacrifice. He has stolen the hearts of the sacrifice. No more fit to be king of heaven. So he's done such a degraded thing. You shoot him, kill him. एवं सुत प्रोक्त स्वर्म विहाय स अन्नद्रव्य अभिक्रुद्धो रावणं धरातिव. So as soon as Atri ordered the son of Prithu, son of Prithu, he just ran behind Indra. Indra was also moving very quickly, but he could not stop. Indra was caught. How? What is the example given here? Jatayu, it went behind Ravana when Ravana was had captured Sita. That is the example given. So swam rupam jatadhitva tasman antarhita swara virasva yajnamupevan. Now Indra, he gave the disguise. Sa swam rupam cha dadhitva tasman antarhita swarat. He manifested in front of Pitu's son. Then what happened? The son of Prithu, Viraha, Swapashum Adaya. He took the sacrificial horse and Prithu Yagyam Upaivan. He brought it back to Prithu's Yagya, which was going on there. Next. Tattasya chadbhutam karma Vichaksha Paramasre Mamedyam Dadustasmai Vijita Sava Iri Prabhu. Maitra tells Vidura, then the great sage, seeing son's astounding action, gave him the name Vijita Shava. This name Vijita Shava was given by the sages to son of Ritu because he conquered the Ashwa, Vijita Ashwa, who has won the horse. Next. Upashajyatamasti Jahashwam Punarhari Chashalayupataschamno Hiranyarashman Vibhu. Virat, Indra was the king of heaven. He was so powerful. He wanted to steal the horse again. So what did he do? He created darkness everywhere. Covering the whole arena, whole way in darkness. He just again stole the horse. Actually, the horse was chained by the golden chain. Yeah, there was a wooden instrument that animals are tied up. There's a golden chain. Because gold is very difficult to break. Tumara's son, he tied the horse, the golden chain. But here, Indra, he created a very mystic kind of atmosphere, very darkness, and he stole the horse again. Next. Atri sandarshayamasa padmanam vihayasa kabalakatvat dadhatmam viro nainam abhagata. Yatri again saw Indra moving in the sky. Point out to son of Vitu. Hey, yes, see, Indra again has taken the horse. Then what happened? Viro, Nainam, Abhagata, son of Pitu, who is Vira, chased him again. When he saw Indra was carrying in the hand, what was he having? He was having a staff, skull. It was a staff and a skull on top. And again wearing a dress of a sannyasi. He still could not kill him. Because sannyasi, one is wearing a dress of sannyasi, at least he is wearing the dress. Maybe he don't wear sannyasi. So he just showed some compassion. Then Apri told, oh, son of Pitu, you have to do something now. I'll give you some directions. Atrinado dastasmai santade vikshat purushaha so swasam rupam chatadhitva tatastva ata antarhitaswarat. Then in great anger, after being advised by Atri, he took the arrow, put it in the bow in a great anger. Then what happened? Indra gave the horse and the disguise of the Kapalika, and he made Indra invisible. Nobody could see him. Made himself invisible. Next. Veeraschashram upadaya Triyagyam matha vrajat tad avadhyam hare rupam jagruhu janma durlabha. So he took the horse, Prithu's son returned to the sacrifice of his father again. Then what happened? Again took the horse from fashion. Again stole. Since that time, certain men with poor fund of knowledge have adopted the dress of a false sannyasi. It was King Indra who introduced it. Again he came as a false sannyasi. Taking the horse, Prithu, son returned to the sacrifice of his father. Foolish people after that adopted the desirable dress of Indra, who was not killed. So who are the sannyasis? are described here. Please read the purport.
Since time immemorial, the sannyas order is carried with later, Shankaracharya introduced the Ekadanta sannyas. The Vedanta sannyasi is a Vaishnava sannyasi, and an Ekadanta sannyasi is a Bhagavad sannyasi. There are many other types of sannyasis who are not approved by Vedic rituals. A type of Siddha sannyas was introduced by Indra who tried to hide himself from the attack of Vijitaswa, a brave son of King Prithu. And there are many kinds of sannyasis. Some of them go naked, some of them carry a skull and trident, generally known as kapalik. All of them were introduced under some religious circumstances, and these poor form of knowledge accept these false sannyasis and their pretenses, although they are not bona fide guides to spiritual advancement. At the present moment, some missionary institutions, without referring to Vedic rituals, have introduced some sannyasis with sinful activities. The sinful activities forbidden by the Shastras are illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling. These so-called sannyasis indulge in all these activities. They eat meat and flesh, fish, eggs, and just about everything. They sometimes drink with the excuse that without alcohol, fish, and meat, it is impossible to remain in the cold countries near the Arctic zone. These sannyasis introduced all these sinful activities in the name of serving the poor, and consequently, poor animals are cut to pieces and go into the dedicated sannyasis. As described in the following verses, such sannyasis are pakambis. Vedic literature states that the person who puts Narayan in the level of Shiva or Brahman immediately becomes a pakhandi. As stated in Puranas, Vastu Narayanam Devam Brahmarudraya Daivatavi Samatvenga Dikshet Sapasambhi Vedvam. In Kali, the pakhandis are very prominent. However, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has tried to kill all these pakhandis by introducing the Sankirtan movement. Those who take advantage of this Sankirtan movement of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness will be able to save themselves from the influence of this pakhandis.
So, this pakhanda first takes the form of first they take the form of Bauddha, those who wear saffron dress. This is Buddhist monk chap. And then it takes the form of Jaina, you become naked. Then you take a form of Kapalika. Kapalika. With a danda and a kapala on top of it. So three. They all take the form of renounced sort of life, but ultimately their philosophy is so tamasic. It's all tamasic. Activity is tamasic. Philosophy is also very tamasic. So Srila Shankaracharya, he drove away all the Buddhists, and then kept these Kapalikas as the protectors of this country. He used that. He used the Kapalikas to stay, the Naga Babas and the Kapalikas there on the border. So they both go on fighting with each other. And this land is protected for Vaishnavism. That is a trick of Srila Shankaracharya. Pakhanda dharma. So they sometimes drink with the excuse that without alcohol, fish and meat, it is impossible to remain in the cold countries near Arctic zone. So many people would say that, hey, to reach Krishna consciousness, we have to eat something, do something which is recommended. So these people, they give so many different ideas that we have to take fish, eat, then only we can actually be fit. Then why are you doing that in Calcutta? Baba is talking about the RK Mutt. So they eat fish. When you go to South India, they don't eat fish there. Because in South, if you eat fish, how can you be a sannyasi? They would not accept them. In South India, they say, no, you should not eat, you should be vegetarian. When you come to Bengal, no problem. You can do. You can eat fish, egg, meat, everything. Because fish is not meat. But Bengalis fish is not meat. Meat means, hey, we don't eat meat, we only eat fish. The sannyasi introduced all sinful activities in the name of serving poor. All. And consequently, poor animals are cut into pieces and go into the bellies of these sannyasis. As described in the following verses, sannyasis are pakhandis. Okay, next. Yani rupani jagrihye indro haya jihirshaya tani bhavasya kandhani lingam kandam ivo chayet. So the different forms which were taken by Indra, which are the false mendicant forms of his desire to seize the horse, were the symbols of the atheistic philosophy. So symbols of atheistic philosophies were started by whom? Uh, by Indra himself. So that is why it is known as Lingam, Khandam, Iho, Chayet. They are known as Pakhanda or Pashanda. These words, read the purport.
According to Vedic civilization, sannyas is one of the essential items in the program of the Varnashram institution. One should accept sannyas according to the parampara system of the acharyas. At the present moment, however, many so-called sannyasis or mendicants have no understanding of God consciousness. Such sannyas was introduced by Indra because of his jealousy of Maharaj Prithu, and what he introduced is again appearing in the age of Kali. Practically none of the sannyasis in this age are bona fide. No one can introduce any new system into the Vedic way of life. If one does not out of malice, he is to be known as Pashandi, or if one does so out of malice, he is to be known as Pashandi or atheist. In the Vaishnav Tantra, it is said, Yastu Narayana Devam, Brahma Rudradi Devate, Samatvenaiva Viksheta, Sa Pashandi Bhavat Bhagavan. Although it is forbidden, there are many Pashandis who coin terms like Daridra Narayan and Swami Narayan. Although not even such demigods as Brahma and Shiva can be equal to Narayan.
Swami Narayan. They just say, your guru has become God. Keep God aside. We worship only our guru. So, yeah, they are Pashandis. The moment you become Apasamtraya, they become Pashandi. Pashande Bhavedram, Yastu Narayanam Devam, Brahmarudrad Devataihi, Samatvenaya Viksheta, Sapashandi Bhavedram. That person is known as Pashandi. So many systems, many forms of Pashanda are there, not one form, many Pashandas, many forms of Pashanda are there. We'll do one verse and then take a break. Evam Indre Haratyashvam Vainyayagyam Jigamsaya Tadgrihita Vishwestu Pakandeshu Matirninam Radmaiti Upadharmeshu Nagna Rakta Sapati Paena Sajjate Bhrantya Veshareshu Cha Vagmishu. So, Evam Indre Haratyashvam, when Indra had a desire to steal that Ashwa, and he took different forms. Vainyajnam Jigamsaya, to destroy the Vainyajna, Vena Sons Yajna, Prithuma's Yajna. Tadgrihita Vistreshu Pakandeshu Matirnam. So many people took the forms which Indra took, or the dress which Indra took. And Pakandeshu, they all started their own religion. Dharma iti upadharmeshu, Nagna Rakta Patadishu. So they took the forms of being naked. And some, they took the form of Rakta Dharma. means cloth of red cloth. And also, they were very much adept in skillful speaking. Prayena sajjate bhrantya peshaleshu cha vagmishu. Vagmi. What is the meaning of vagmishu? They took the shelter of being very eloquent speakers. So these naked people refers to whom? Jains. Wearing red cloth refers to the Buddhists. Adishu. And those who take the skull and then no, they are pashandas. Peshareshu. They speak with Peshareshu Vagmishu. They sometimes speak with great logic on dharma, but actually it resembles dharma, but it's not dharma, it is adharma. So Jainism is adharma. Read the purport.
As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, men in this age of Kali are short-lived, devoid of spiritual knowledge, and susceptible to accept false religious systems due to their unfortunate condition. Thus, they always remain mentally disturbed. The Vedic Shastras practically prohibit the adoption of sannyas in the age of Kali because less intelligent men may accept the sannyas order for cheating purposes. Actually, the only religion is the religion of surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We must serve the Lord in Krishna consciousness. All other systems of sannyas and religion are actually not bona fide. In this age, they are simply passing for religious systems. This is most regrettable.
Okay. Stop here, take a small break. We'll meet at 12:30 after Gayatri. Akramaः Indraya Kupito Banam Avarodhyatakarmitah. So now Tadavijnaya Bhagavan, understanding this, Prithu Maharaj, who was Bhagavan, very powerful, Prithu Parakramaha, very powerful. What did he do? He just took the bow and arrow immediately and prepared to kill Indra. Indraya Kupito Banam Agato Dhyata Karmukaha. She was just ready. Let me go and kill him now. So read the purport.
It is the duty of the king not to tolerate the introduction of any irreligious system. Since King Prithu was an incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, certainly his duty was to cut down all kind of irreligious system. Following in his footstep, all head of the state should themselves be bona fide representative of God and should cut down all irreligious system. Unfortunately, they are coward who declare a secular state. Such a mentality is a way of compromising religious and irreligious system. But because of the citizens are generally becoming uninterested in spiritual advancement, thus the situation deteriorates to such an extent that human society become hellish.
So what is the duty of the king? To become immediately angry on those who are miscreants. Unfortunately, they are cowards who declare a secular state. What was so much against a secular state? Such a mentality is a way of compromising religious and religious systems. Secular means to compromise religious and religious system. Oh, it's also good. Oh, it's also good. All equal. All fine. All equal. No problem. So one who says Sarva Dharma Sabhav and one who says Kafir ko maro, both are same. How is it possible? Sarva Dharma Sabhav And ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. Another hand, ya ilaha illallah. So how can both be same? One who says all are same, one who says all are different. How can both be same? Not. They're not. So this word secular, they destroyed this country like anything. The Vedic culture, it's secular. Such a mentality is a way of compromise the religious and religious system, but because of this, citizens are generally becoming uninterested in spiritual advancement. Thus, the situation deteriorates to an extent of the human society becomes hellish. Now, practically hellish, the whole human society has become hellish. Now, Brahma sees that Prithu Maharaj is just ready to kill Indra. Tam ritvejas shakravadhari samditam Vijaksha dushprekshayam asahya rasam ras brahmasam nivarayam suaho mahamate yayunjeta tyan vadapo prachoditat. So all the sages they saw, the priests they saw, and others saw Prithu Maharaj was so angry and was about to kill Indra. They requested him, oh Prithu Maharaj, wait. Prevented him by saying, what do you say? Oh great soul, don't kill him, for only sacrificed animals can be killed in sacrifice. So you cannot sacrifice Indra. Such are the directions given in the Shastras. The Shastras say you should not kill a human, only Ashwamedha has to be, it is Ashwamedha Yajna, it is not Naramedha. It is not Naramedha Yajna. Here's the purport.
Animal killing is intended for different purposes. To push the proper pronunciation of Vedic mantras, and an animal put into sacrificial fire should come out with a new life. No should ever be killed in sacrifice meant for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. How then could Indra be killed? But it's actually worshipped in the Yajna and accepted as a part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, the priests requested King Prithu not to kill him.
The priest said that we had to offer sacrifice to Indra. Now you are sacrificing Indra. So you say Indra, idam Indra is swaha, idam Indra is nama. Yeah. Indra is om, Indra is swaha, idam Indra is nama. You had there to say, if Indra is killed, then whom they will offer to? They don't do that. Next. Vayam marutvam tamihartanashanam Hayamahe Vashahadatvisham Hayadaparam Pasahya Rajan Tehitam. He said, O king, we will call Indra. Vayam Marutvantam Yahartanashanam. Dear king, Indra's powers are already reduced due to his attempts to impede the execution of sacrifice. Now, he's already gone. His powers are lost. Now, by chanting the mantra, we're going to call him. We shall call him by Vedic mantras which were never before used. And certainly, he will come. Brahmins are so powerful. They say by mantras we'll call him. Thus, by the power of our mantras, we shall cast him into the fire because he is your enemy. Now, Prithu Maharaj asks, what is the remedy? Then they say, no, we'll call him by avahana mantras, pavanehi. And his powers are now practically now reduced, already reduced. So this particular the Brahma Maya, where is the purport?
By chanting the Vedic mantras properly in sacrifice, one can perform many wonderful things. In Kali Yuga, however, there are no qualified brahmanas who can chant the mantras properly. Consequently, no attempt should be made to perform such big sacrifices. In this age, the only sacrifice recommended is the Sankirtan movement.
So the priests, they are trying to pacify Prithu Maharaj, saying that actually they know Indra cannot be put into Ahuti. But still, to pacify him, they're saying that um, iti amantra kratopatim vidurasya शुभ्रस्तान् जुहतो विवेत स्वयंभूपत्यसेदता. So Vidura, after giving king the advice, the priest who had been engaged in performing sacrifice called for Indra, the king of heaven. In a mood of great anger, they called. When they were just ready to put the oblations in the fire, Brahma appeared and forbade them. The stars, hey, don't sacrifice Indra. Brahma came there. He stopped them. Swayambhu Pratyasedata. Pratyasedata means stop. Pratyasedata. Ask them to stop. Then Brahma, he starts saying, Brahma said, Navadyo bhavatamindro yatyajño bhagavatatanu yam jigam sata yajnena yasyestha tanvah sura. So Navadyo bhavatamindro. Don't kill Indra. Why? Why? Why you should not be the Yajajño Bhagavatattanhu? Because he is the embodiment of God. You cannot kill Indra, the king of heaven. It is not your duty. You should know that Indra is as good as Supreme Lord, is embodiment of the Lord. That is a Bhagavatattanuhu. Krishna, his body is Indra. Thus, all devatas, they are all the limbs of the Supreme Lord. Yam jigam sataha yajnena yeshta tanva sura. You're trying to satisfy all the demigods by performing this yajna, but you should know that all the demigods are part and parcels of Indra. You kill Indra and then you try to satisfy the demigods. How is it possible? You kill Indra and try to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Indra is the body of the Lord, and demigods are the limbs of Indra. How then can you kill him in the great sacrifice? How can you do that? Yam jigam sataha yajnena yastesta tanmahasura. It's not possible. Indra is the body of the Lord. So the Brahmana should not kill Indra. Next. Tadidam pashyata mahat dharma vetikaram dija indrenanistidam rajnya dharmaitad jigamam sataha. Now just see, in order to make trouble and impede performance of King Spithu's great sacrifice, Indra has adopted some means that in future will destroy the clear path of religious life. I draw your attention to this fact. If you oppose him any further, he will further misuse his power and introduce many other religious systems. You going to do that? See the disruption. Already Indra has disrupted Dharma. Now, Dharma Vetikaram Dijaha, Indrena Visutam. If you go try to kill Indra, what is going to happen? He will devise another means. So it is not easy to deal with those who are dushta. If you fight with them, if you don't pacify them, without use samadana, veda, directly use danda, they will try to do something else. Next. Prito kirte prito bhuyat yatte ko rasastvatuhu alam te kratube swishter yadhavan moksha dharmavet. Now, Pitu kirte Pitu bhuyat. Pitu, who is he? Let there be only 99 sacrifices. Taryekono shatakratuhu. By Maharaj Pitu, Brahma told this thing. Brahma concluded saying that just let there be only 99 sacrifices. Brahma then turned towards Pitu Maharaj and informed him that since he was thoroughly aware of the path of liberation, what was the use of performing sacrifice? अरे क्या जरूरत है तुमको करने की? You already got something beyond Swarga. That is liberation. You are already liberated soul. Why are you doing this thing? Why are you fighting for this thing? So, what is to be gained by well performed sacrifice? What are you going to gain? For a billionaire, if he's just he got 100 rupees or somebody snatched 100 rupees from him, what difference does it make? It doesn't make anything for you. For a person who is part of the liberation, for him, there is no requirement of any performing this kind of karma, not required at all. Read the purport.
Lord Brahma came down to pacify King Prithu regarding his continuous performance of 100 sacrifices. King Prithu was determined to perform 100 sacrifices, and King Indra took this very seriously because Indra himself was known as the performer of 100 sacrifices. Just as it is the nature of all living entities within this material world to become envious of their competitors, King Indra, although king of heaven, was also envious of King Prithu and therefore wanted to stop him from performing 100 sacrifices. Actually, there was great competition, and King Indra, to satisfy his senses, began to invent so many irreligious systems to obstruct King Prithu. To stop these irreligious inventions, Lord Brahma personally appeared in the sacrificial arena. As far as Maharaj Prithu was concerned, he was a great devotee of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, it was not necessary for him to perform the prescribed Vedic ritualistic ceremonies. Such ceremonies are known as karma, and there is no need for a devotee in the transcendental position to execute them. As the ideal king, however, it was King Prithu's duty to perform sacrifices. A compromise was therefore to be worked out. By the blessings of Lord Brahma, King Prithu would become more famous than King Indra. Thus, Prithu's determination to perform 100 sacrifices was indirectly fulfilled by the blessings of Lord Brahma.
So, Prithu Maharaj, he wanted to do the 100th one. Brahma told 99 is better than 100. Because by doing 99 and compromising with Indra, you will become more famous. And in this way, this fame is going to complete your sacrifice. If you do the 100th one, you will become famous. But if you compromise, you become more famous. World 99 will be one short of 100. This number, in future, somebody would ask that why Prithu Maharaj only did 99, one short of 100. You could have done the other one. Then the whole story will be described. She will talk about, you know what happened, Prithu Maharaj? He just said, take, jao, leke jao. So people will talk about your magnanimity. So this number 99 is perfect for you. Though you have taken a vow to clear the 100 sacrifices, but don't worry, my blessings are there. My blessing is the perfection of the sacrifice. The 100th sacrifice, the result of the 100th sacrifice I am giving you in the form of my blessings. In this way, the Maharaj addressed. And what to speak of all these things? You don't have to do any sacrifices because you are on the path of liberation. These sacrifices are meant for those people who are on the path of karma and sense enjoyment. Next. Naivatmane Mahendraya Dosham Mahatum Marhati उभावपि हि भद्रं ते उत्तमश्लोकवैग्रहो. You see? Okay, at least, okay, I don't want to do any 100 sacrifice, no problem. But Prithviraj would say, at least I should become angry and Indra should be punished for what the offense is done. Say, don't show any anger onto Indra. Brahma says, let there be good fortune unto both of you. For you and King Indra, both should be, I bless you, all auspicious, because both of you are who? Huh? Uttama Shloka Vigraho. Uttama Shloka Vigraho. Both are incarnation of Supreme Lord. Indra is also Shakti Avesh avatar. And Prithu is also Shakti Avesh avatar. Both have this thing. That is why Rosham Ahartumarhasi. So therefore you should not be angry with King Indra, who is actually not different from you. Both are actually as good as, that is why are you becoming angry on him? Don't give up this anger. There is no question of any punishing him because you are he is you. Both of you are avatars of the Lord. Next. Mashmin Maharaja Mashmin Maharaja Krita Smachintam Naisham Nayasmadvacha Adritatma Yadhyayadam Kartum Mano Tishtam Mishate Tamondham Mashmin Maharaja Kritasma Chintam. Now, O king, you do not be agitated, anxious because your sacrifice has not been properly executed due to the impediments. Kindly take my word with great respect. You should always remember that if something happens by providential arrangement, we should not be very sorry. The more we try to rectify these reversals, the more we enter into the darkest region of materialistic thoughts. So, Maspin Maharaja Kritasma Chintam. Don't worry about, oh, my sacrifice, my vote is being destroyed. Don't worry about it. It's incomplete. Nishamayasmat Vacha Adritatma. Vacha Adritatma. Vachaha Adritaha. Don't disrespect my words. Yet dhyayato daiva hatum na kartum. What all happened in your sacrifice, Indra coming, stealing the sources and all, it is all daiva. Daiva means done by divine arrangement. Accept it as your fate. If somebody tries to go against his fate and try to do something, he'll go to what? Tamondam. Go to the grossest region of material existence, darkest region of material existence. Read the purport.
Sometimes the saintly or very religious person also has to meet with reversals in life. Such incidents should be taken as providential, although there may be sufficient cause for being unhappy. One should avoid contracting such reversals, for the more we become implicated in the rectifying such reversals, the more we enter into the darkest regions of material anxiety. Lord Krishna has also advised us in these connections. We should tolerate things instead of becoming agitated.
So something happens according to its own accord, don't try to fight it out. Because certain things in your karma is going to come, and then accept the divine will of the Lord. Kraturvanantamesha devesho daravargadaha dharma vetikaro yatra Pagandir Indra Nirmitai. So now, Kratur Vira Matam Esha. Let this sacrifice be stopped. Stop this sacrifice. Stop the performance of the sacrifice. Why? Hmm? Because by this sacrifice, Deveshu Duravagrataha. This Indra, he has become so much stubborn that he has introduced so many pakandas. Dharma vitikaro yatra pakanda indra. Dharma has been destroyed. And not only Dharma being destroyed, but many pakandas have come into existence because of Indra. So this your sacrifice should bring auspicious to the entire world. But your sacrifice has brought so much of inauspicious to the entire world that people are just trying to follow Indra's Pakanda Dharma. Read the purport.
There are many competitors in ordinary business affairs, and the Karmakanda chapters of the Vedas sometimes cause competition and envy amongst karmis. A karmi must be envious because he wishes to enjoy material pleasures to their fullest extent. That is the material disease. Consequently, there is always competition amongst karmis, either in ordinary business affairs or in the performance of yogya. Lord Brahma's purpose was to end the competition between Lord Indra and Maharaj Prithu. Because Maharaj Prithu was a great devotee and incarnation of God, he was requested to stop the sacrifices so that Indra might not further introduce irreligious systems which are always followed by criminal minded people.
Now just see Indra. Yedindropashamasreshtai Pakanderaarivirjanam Hiranyamaram Mikchakshasvinam Yaste Yagyadruk Swamot. Just see how Indra, the king of heaven, was creating a disturbance in the midst of sacrifices, stealing the sacrifice horse. These activities, these sinful activities, he has introduced will to be carried out by people in general. So the disturbance has been created by Indra so much. People are just following Indra. So, who stole the horse and destroyed your sacrifice? Now, there is a big problem now. You are doing sacrifice so that the whole world can be happy. And if this sacrifice is giving a negative result, what is the use of it? So, stop the sacrifice. Read the purport.
As stated in Bhagavad Gita 3.21, yad yad acharate shreshtas tattat evatava jana yat tat pramanam kurute lokasta anumtate. Whatever action is performed by great men commonly follow in his footsteps, and whatever standard he sets by example he acts how the world pursues. For his own self gratification, King Indra thought to defeat Maharaj Prithu in the performance of 100 horse sacrifices. Consequently, he stole the horse and hid himself amid so many religious personalities, taking on the false guise of a sannyasi. Such activities are attractive to the people in general, therefore they are dangerous. Lord Brahma thought that instead of allowing Indra to further introduce such irreligious systems, it would be better to stop the sacrifice. A similar stance was taken by Lord Buddha when people were overly engrossed in the annual sacrifices recommended by Vedic instructions. Lord Buddha had to introduce the religion of non-marriage by contradicting the Vedic sacrificial instructions. Actually, in the sacrifices, the slaughtered animals were given a new life. But people without such powers were taking advantage of such Vedic rituals and unnecessarily killing poor animals. Therefore, Lord Buddha had to deny the authority of the Vedas for the time being. One should not perform sacrifices that may induce others. It is better to stop such sacrifices. As we repeatedly explained, due to lack of qualified Brahminical priests in Kali Yuga, it is not possible to perform the ritualistic ceremonies recommended in the Vedas. Consequently, the Shastra instruct us to perform the Sankirtan Yajna. For the Sankirtan sacrifice, the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his form of Lord Chaitanya will be satisfied and worshipped. The entire purpose of performing sacrifice is to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna is present in his form of Lord Chaitanya. Therefore, people who are intelligent should try to satisfy him by performing Sankirtan Yajna. This is the easiest way to satisfy Lord Vishnu in this age. People should take advantage of the injunctions of different shastras concerning sacrifices in this age and not create unnecessary disturbances during the sinful age of Kali. In Kali, men all over the world are very expert in opening slaughterhouses for killing animals, which they eat. If the old ritualistic ceremonies were observed, people would be encouraged to kill more and more animals. In Calcutta, there are many butcher shops which keep a deity of goddess Kali, and animal eaters think it proper to purchase animal flesh from such shops in hope that they are eating the remnants of food offered to goddess Kali. They do not know that goddess Kali never accepts non-vegetarian food because she is the chaste wife of Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is also a great Vaishnava and never eats non-vegetarian food. And the goddess Kali accepts the remnants of food left by Lord Shiva. Therefore, there is no possibility of her eating flesh or fish. Such offerings are accepted by the associates of goddess Kali, known as Bhutas, Pichasas, and Rakshasas. And those who take the prasad of goddess Kali in the shape of flesh or fish are not actually taking the prasad left by goddess Kali, but the food left by the Bhutas and Pisachas.
Okay, so Bhavan Pratirtham Nihavatirno Dharmam Jananam Samayanurupam Vena Tamadya Taddehato Vishnukada Sivainyah. Who is Ritu? Bhavan, you are Paritratum Ihavatirno. You appeared Vainya from the body of Vena. For what? You appeared for what? Paritratum. Paritratum means to deliver the people from this miserable condition. Dharmam Jnanam Samayanurupam. So that people in general will follow the dharma and accept jnanam, samayanurupam according to their circumstance. Now, Vena Pachara Avaluptam Adyaha. Now it is being lost now. Vena Vacharam. Vena has done so much of problem in the society that now it is Luptaha. Because of your rule, everything became nice. Now again, you want to start adharma now because of this thing. Don't do that. We should spread dharma, not adharma. If your sacrifice is making people to take our dharma, so you should give up the sacrifice. The purpose is more important than the activity. It may be a good activity, but the purpose is leading to a bad result. Then better stop that. Read the purport.
The way in which Lord Vishnu kills the demons and protects the faithful is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. Paritranaya sadhana, Virasacha duskrita, samsthapanaya sammayati. In order to develop the person to elevate the miscreants as well as to re-establish the principles of religion, I advent myself daily after daily. In two hands of Lord Vishnu always carries a club and a chakra to kill demons, and in his other two hands he holds a console and a lotus to give protection to his devotees. When his incarnation is present on this planet or in this universe, the Lord kills the demons and protects his devotees simultaneously. Sometimes Lord Vishnu appears in his person as Lord Krishna or Lord Ram. All of these appearances are mentioned in the Shastras. Sometimes he appears as Satyavis avatar like Lord Buddha. As explained before, these Satyavis avatars are incarnations of Lord Vishnu's power invested in a living entity. Living entities are also part and parcel of Lord Vishnu, but they are not as powerful. Therefore, when a living entity descends as an incarnation of Vishnu, he is especially empowered by the Lord. When King Prithu is described as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu, it should be understood that he is a Satyavis avatar, part and parcel of Lord Vishnu, and is specifically empowered by him. Any living being acting as the incarnation of Lord Vishnu is thus empowered by Lord Vishnu to preach the Bhakti cult. Such a person can act like Lord Vishnu and defeat demons by arguments and preach the Bhakti cult exactly according to the principles of Shastras. As indicated in Bhagavad Gita, whenever we find someone extraordinary preaching the Bhakti cult, we should know that he is especially empowered by Lord Vishnu or Lord Krishna. As confirmed in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antamila 7.11, Krishna Sakti Vina Namtar Pravartam. One cannot explain the glories of the holy name of the Lord without being specifically empowered by Him. If one criticizes or finds fault with such an empowered personality, one is to be considered as an offender against Lord Vishnu and is punishable. Even though such offenders may dress as Vaishnavas with false tilak and mala, they are never forgiven by the Lord if they offend a pure Vaishnava. There are many instances of this in the Shastras.
Ah, hmm. Question.
So Buddha said this ahimsa paramo dharma. Generally people say, and then next line they say himsa arte tataivacha, something like that. For him, but for dharma, himsa can be done. But people also for dharma, for protection of dharma, violence is allowed. And ahimsa is called as paramo dharma. Param dharma. How can ahimsa is paramo dharma?
Himsa for ahimsa is paramo dharma. The purpose, again, same thing I told before. The purpose is more important than the activity. The result is more important than the activity. Now, for example, you want to show compassion, jive daya. But a young brahmachari wanted to do jiva daya, then start preaching to some young ladies. Then what happens? The result will be, it is only passion, there is no compassion, isn't it? So result is more important than activity. You may do something right, just but because you are right, that doesn't mean the results are right. Ritu Maharaj had all the rights and he was right also. But Brahma, he said, Pitu, you see, the whole purpose of the saviors creating you is what? To establish dharma. Now just see your 100 to sacrifice made Indra take certain forms by which so much of pasha and adharma has been created. You may say, I did not do that, but you may not be the direct cause of it, but ultimately you are the cause of it. So be peaceful. So that is why many times this thing comes, there should be some compromise.
Paramo dharma, Puji. Why it said ahimsa paramo dharma? Because it says savai pumsam paramo dharma.
When parama, the word has many meanings. Para dharma, paro dharma. One meaning is transcendental, para, superior to modes of nature. Other is within the modes, this is superior, topmost. Other is para also refers to others' dharma, not yours. So many meanings are there for that. 38. Sattvam rimashasya bhavan prajapate sankalpanam veshvasujam priti anindriyam Sattam Vimrishya Bhavan Prajapate. Prajapate, protector of people in general, please consider the purpose of you being incarnated of Vishnu. Again, use the same one, purpose. Hmm? What is the purpose of you being created? The religious principles created by Indra are the mother of so many unwanted religions. Mayam upadharma mataram. I indrincha mayam. Indrincha mayam upadharma mataram. So these all upadharma mataram created by Indra. Please therefore stop these imitations immediately. Prachanda Pakanda Patam Prabhu Jahi. All this Pakanda in this prapacha has to be destroyed. Read the purport.
Lord Brahma addresses King Prithu as Prajapati, just to remind him of his great responsibility in maintaining the peace and prosperity of the citizens. Maharaj Prithu was empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead for this purpose only. It is the duty of the ideal king to see that people are properly executing religious principles. Lord Brahma especially requested King Prithu to conquer the pseudo-religious principles produced by King Indra. In other words, it is the duty of the state or king to put the stop to pseudo-religious systems produced by unsurplus persons. Originally, a religious principle is the supreme personality of Godhead, and it comes through a channel of disciplic successor in two forms. Lord Brahma requested Prithu Maharaj to desist from his unnecessary competition with Indra. He was determined to stop Prithu Maharaj from completing 100 yajnas. Instead of creating adverse reactions, it was better for Maharaj Prithu to stop the yajnas in the interest of his original purpose as an incarnation. This purpose was to establish good government and set things in the right order.
So the very purpose of your incarnation is defeated by you doing the sacrifice. So please be careful that we don't want more religion to come. Already is no religion, and everything started by Indra. Indra did it because of enviousness. So the enviousness takes these forms of different religion. Next. Maitre Uvacha. Ittam saloka guruna samadhishto vishambati tata cha kritva vatsalyam magno napecha sandhate. Maitra says, Loka Guruna, Brahma being is known as Loka Guruna, instructed by Brahma. Samadhishto Vishampatihi, Samadhishtaha Vishampatihi, the king of people. Tataha tatacha kritva vatsalyam maho magnohana apicha sandate. What happened? Tatacha kritva vatsalyam. Prithu Maharaj became very peaceful, showed affection to Indra, made peace with Indra, showed affection to Indra. Magnovavi sandate. Okay, read. Okay, next. Kritva vavritta sannayam ritve bhuri karmane varandhatuste varada ye tad vrshiti tat tarpita. So kritva avadbhritya sananaya snanaya, sorry. So after the best of the benedictions, please with the sacrifice, gave blessings to Prithu. They all came and Prithu Maharaj took bath, which is customary taken after the performance of yajna. Now yajna is not yet over, still he took bath and received the benedictions, swasti, and you blessings of demigods who are very pleased by his glorious act virtues. Very happy. Read the purport.
Yajna means Lord Vishnu. For all yajna is to please the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu. Since the demigods automatically become very pleased with the performance of sacrifice, they bestow benediction upon the executors of yajnas. When one pours water on the root of a tree, the branches, trunk, twigs, flowers, and leaves are all satisfied. Similarly, when one gives food to the stomach, all parts of the body are rejuvenated. In the same way, if one simply satisfies Lord Vishnu by the performance of yajna, one satisfies all the demigods automatically. In turn, the demigods offer their benedictions to such a devotee. A pure devotee therefore does not ask benedictions directly from the demigods. His only business is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, he is never in need of those things supplied by the demigods.
Next, 41. Vipra satya stushta श्रद्धया आशीषो युज क्षत्र आदिराजाय सत्कृता आदिराजाय सत्कृता. Oh, Vidura, with great respect, the original king Prithu, Adi Raja, Bhupalana Shakti, Adi Raja, original king, offered all kinds of rewards to the Brahmanas present there in the sacrifice. Since all these Brahmanas were very satisfied, they gave heartfelt blessings to the king. Ahishu Yuyujuhu Shatra. Shatra means Vidura. Oh, Vidura, king gave so many benedictions. He gave so much charity, satisfied the Brahmanas, and in turn he received the benedictions. Next. Tvayahudamahabahu sarva eva samagata pujita danavavyam pitre devarshimanava pitre devarshimanava. All the great sages and brahmanas said, O mighty king, by your invitation, all classes of living entities have attended this assembly. They have come from Pitraloka and heavenly planets. Great sages were as well as con men have attended this meeting. Now all of them are very much satisfied by your dealings and your charity towards them. So, Tvayahuta Mahabahu, Ahuta, by your invitation, Sarvaiva Samarata, many people have come. Pujita Danamanabhyam, because of your worship by giving Danamana. Pitre Devarshi Manavaha. All Pitre Devarshi, all these people, they were all very happy because of your charity. So, next chapter is very important. These two chapters, 18 and 19, were like more of a story kind of thing. The next chapter, that is the 20th chapter, Prithu Maharaj, he instructs, the Lord instructs Prithu Maharaj. He does a sacrifice and Lord himself comes and he instructing Prithu Maharaj. So tomorrow we will do this chapter, 28th chapter. Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Prabhupada writes in 38 verse purport. Originally, religious principle is one, given by Supreme Lord, but it comes through channel of disciple section in two forms. Two forms, I didn't get to the word. Two forms. Originally, a religious principle is one, given by Supreme Lord. It comes through the channel of disciplic succession in two forms, he's saying.
Two forms. What is it? Rajarishi Parampara, Guru Parampara. That can be two forms. My speculation. Yam Rajarishi Viduhu. Other one is Guru Parampara. That is my speculation.
Okay. Now this Kringkutu Maharaj, what was the main purpose in doing yajnas? As we are saying that yajnas generally they are for material enjoyment and
It is the duty of the king to perform yajna. There are different kinds of yajnas. The yajna performed by the king, that yajna is samuhika in the sense that he collects taxes from all the citizens. And that money is used to perform the sacrifice. So if somebody has not performed the sacrifice, by the king's performance of sacrifice, all the taxes, they collect taxes. So the citizens also participate in the yajna. It is the duty of the king to do sacrifice. Yajnarthat karvanonyatra lokoyam karvandanaha. And by doing sacrifice, and naturally the demigods are happy and they fulfill their desires, all the necessities. So every king is supposed to do that.
as a duty he is conducting all the
Yeah.
Ashwini yajnas.
Yeah.
One more thing, bro. Here, when we are doing something good thing, and if it is producing something bad, just like we do Sankirtan, we do distribution, some envious people they increase their envy.
Yeah. So we should be very careful about it.
But Brahmaji is saying that you should stop the good thing. Instead of stopping the Indra, he is saying that you should stop the process.
That is the crux of the entire chapter.
Okay.
What brings you and others happiness and fame, that is more important than what is right. Who is right is not important. What is right is important. Generally, in the Nyaya means in legal terms, Nyaya society, from the point of view of Arthashastras, who is right, who is wrong, that is what is the criteria. Because that goes according to the law. The law, according to the law, what is decided? Who is right?
Who is wrong?
Who is wrong? But beyond law is spirituality. Beyond Nyaya is spiritual, is Dharma. There, who is right, who is wrong is not important. What is
Right.
right? That is very important. What is wrong is important. How you decide what is right, what is wrong, based on the parinama. Based on the result of what you get. So it's very complicated. It just cannot be decided. Well, you're right, you're wrong. So what is right, what is wrong is very important. It's all circumstantial. For example, some devotees would be doing kirtan in the train compartment. There can be nothing higher than that. So if your number is more in the bogie and you're doing kirtan, no problem.
Yeah.
But you're only 5 people and you're doing heavy kirtan and my sound and all these things, then that would bring a wrong thing. Like now, in West Bengal, you know the current situation there, elections are happening. And the chief minister, she took the names of one Sadhu and then ISKCON's name also, that they are anti-TMC. This is going on. It's a big. So now what has happened is the BJP government, it got a chance to take the ISKCON and then Hindus in their favor, and they say, how this TMC is torturing the sadhus and she's that abusing them. ISKCON temples are raided. They're just going all guns, firing all guns at once. But actually, the favor what she did to ISKCON cannot be done by even 100 Modis put together. So in this situation, what do you do? So you should keep quiet. Because this party, those pro-Hindu, they are just taking entire advantage of the situation. Obvious. Now you give fuel, then what she becomes? She becomes upset, isn't it? She can harm you. So the time you should also keep quiet, that's all. So somebody will go, no, we should go and then talk to her. No, talking to her will become you make anti-BJP. And if you say something which is, no, yeah, true, sadhu should not be insulted, she has insulted, then you become anti-TMC. So what is the best thing? Don't talk about what is right, what is wrong. Whether she told right or not, it's immaterial for you. Anyhow, both of them are wrong only. So what is right for you is to see what is advantageous for you. In every circumstance, as soon as somebody does something wrong, immediately you start fighting with him. Then you ask the devotee, why are you doing this thing? Oh, I'm a Kshatriya. Kshatriya का कौन है? हम यंग है. हम गलत को tolerate नहीं कर सकते. If you're a Kshatriya, it is not that you just fight every time. There are 6 aspects of being of diplomacy. Find out yourself. 6 aspects of diplomacy were taught by Sandeepa Muni to Krishna. Anyway, there is something called Sandhi. It is not that in every circumstance you fight. It's good. Sandhi has to be done. Seeing the Parinam. Raja Man Singh did Sandhi and became the commander-in-chief of Akbar. So the Hindus were protected. And he fought on behalf of Akbar. Is it right or wrong? It's wrong. But it was with the purpose of getting some right results. Phalena parichiyate. Okay. Okay, stop here. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we'll meet. Good.